Welcome to this explainer. If your maintenance workflow feels a bit more like reactive firefighting than a well-oiled machine, you're definitely in the right place. Today, we're looking at a pretty fascinating framework that transforms everyday operations into a highly strategic engine. We're going to explore the core concepts that make individual jobs ready to go simply by identifying and proactively planning around potential delays. Ultimately, this is all about moving away from the chaos and really stepping into the power of strategic planning. Okay, let's dive into this. Are your maintenance planners actually planning? It sounds like a super simple question, right? But honestly, in a lot of organizations, the sheer chaos of daily operations just pulls everybody into the immediate fire. And when that happens, planning goes right out the window. Today, we're going to solve that exact problem by looking at 6 basic principles that absolutely boost planning program efforts towards success. To make this incredibly clear, we'll map our journey across 5 essential sections today: the maintenance crossroads, protecting planner focus, building the knowledge base, trusting the craft, and measuring wrench time. All right, let's get started. First up, Section 1, the maintenance crossroads, decisions that make or break planning. Think of strategic planning kind of like architecture. We're building a foundation here with 6 essential pillars. And these aren't just arbitrary tips where you can just pick your favorites. The source material actually warns us that at each crossroads, a company has to make a definitive choice about how they conduct their planning. Ignoring even a single principle can spell the ineffectiveness of the entire planning effort. It's literally like a building missing a load-bearing column. Fail to make the right choice, and the whole system collapses. Let's move to and see how this builds in Section 2, protecting planner focus, separating planning from the present. So, this brings us to Principle 1, which is really a structural crossroads. If your planners report directly to crew supervisors, you've got a dangerous temptation on your hands. Because when today's quota is on the line and panic sets in, that planner's going to get handed a wrench and dragged straight into field work. The solution? Planning must exist in a separate group entirely. You have to shield them in their own bubble to protect their true function. Removing them from the control of crew supervisors eliminates that temptation completely. Which leads us perfectly into Principle 2, focus on future work not yet begun. Planners absolutely need to avoid being continuously interrupted to resolve problems for jobs that are already underway. I mean, think about it. If a job is currently happening and hits a snag, the planner cannot be the one running out to fix it. Their eyes have got to remain fixed on the horizon, preparing the work that hasn't even started yet. Moving right along to Section 3, building the knowledge base, files, and expertise. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how much it emphasizes history in Principle 3. Because most plant jobs are totally repetitive, file history is your greatest asset. But if it's all just lumped into one chaotic mountain of paperwork, it's completely useless. Planning only becomes practical when you keep a separate, dedicated file for each individual piece of equipment. That lets you instantly leverage history to avoid previous problems. Whether you use paper or computer formats, keeping these component-level files organized is what makes finding that critical info actually possible. Principle 4 brings in the human element. How should planners actually estimate times and scope out these jobs? Well, the source makes a very definitive stand here. Rely on top-level technician experience. Complex, engineered time standards, they are entirely unnecessary for maintenance planning. A seasoned planner's brain and real-world field experience will beat a convoluted spreadsheet every single time. You want to rely on that top-level expertise to navigate those component files and adequately estimate the work. Let's head into Section 4, trusting the craft, execution, and feedback. Here's a really fascinating trap: the pursuit of perfect job plans. Planners shouldn't obsess over perfection. It's counterintuitive, right? But instead, their focus should strictly be on providing adequate job scopes for first-time jobs. You're just providing a solid foundation, not some micromanaged script. At the same time, the craft technicians out there must be trusted to use their actual skill during job execution to make that plan work in reality. And this brilliantly illustrates Principle 5, recognizing craft skill through a continuous feedback loop. It's basically a 3-step dance. First, the planner provides that adequate scope. Second, the technician relies on their expertise to execute the work, adjusting and improving the plan in real time. And third, and this is where the real magic happens, the technician provides feedback that feeds right back into those component-level files. The plan literally evolves and perfects itself over time because the craft is trusted and utilized. Finally, we arrive at Section 5, measuring wrench time, knowing it works. So, the crucial point is, we've navigated the structure, the focus, the data, and the execution. But how do we actually know if our strategic planning is working? That brings us to principle 6, wrench time. Measuring performance isn't about counting how many plans got written. It's a work sampling measure of technician direct work time. Wrench time is the ultimate metric here. It measures whether the primary objective of planning, which is reducing job delays, is actually being met on the floor. If planning is working, delays drop, and the direct hands-on wrench time of the technicians naturally goes up. All right, let's take a quick second to summarize the whole shebang we've just built. We've got our 6 pillars: separate planning groups, a rigorous focus on future work, component-level files, relying on planner expertise, trusting craft skill, and measuring success through wrench time. Remember, a plant must incorporate all of these to succeed. They rely on one another to hold up the entire planning effort. It's a total package deal. I want to leave you with a bit of a challenge today. Take a really close look at your own maintenance operations. Which of these crossroads decisions have you maybe ignored? Which of the 6 pillars is currently missing and holding back your planning efforts? Identifying that missing pillar is your very next step. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this helps you build a much stronger foundation moving forward.